From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Thursday morning. Yesterday was a beautiful day, and today will be the same. We'll keep the forecast mostly dry, sunny, and warming up through Sunday, and then our pattern's going to flip cooler and wetter for Memorial Day and beyond. And in that little in-between space, that's when wind gusts could pick up. It's going to be critically dry out there. Possible alert days for some of that fire potential. Okay, wind gusts not a concern for this morning. It is mild out there. 45 for the Tri-Cities, 48 for Walla Walla, 43 for Hermiston. Here is your coat cast for this Thursday for the Tri-Cities. Going to be light jacket weather up until about 10 a.m. After that, should be all t-shirt weather as highs are going to end up around 80. So good rule of thumb for lower elevations, 70s and 80s with plenty of sunshine. A gorgeous day. Get out there and enjoy it if you can. We'll be up into the mid 80s for this weekend, but then temperatures dropping down for Memorial Day. I'll tell you just how cool we're going to trend coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And right now, the Pasco Police Department is investigating after an apparent fight broke out at an apartment complex early this morning. What officers say was reported just before they got to the scene.
And helicopter support aids ground crews battling a growing brush fire in Yakima County. How long it took to contain 20 acres of flames.
And the Tri-Cities airport expansion gets more federal support. What airport officials say the money will do to increase travel in and out of the Tri-Cities.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Thank you so much for joining us here on your Thursday morning. Your time is approaching 6:02. I'm Wendy Redmond.
And I'm Caleb Stipkovitz. Good morning. All right, well, let's get right into your headlines this morning. The Pasco Police Department is investigating reports of a shooting that happened at an apartment complex early this morning.
Yeah, so it happened around 1:15 this morning at the Columbia Riverwalk Apartments just off of A Street. Take a look here at the scene, some video images we got here. A person called 911 to report there were people in the parking lot fighting. Just after a few moments, they then reported being shot at. Officers arrived at the scene and are investigating if that shooting took place. We are working to get you more information, so make sure you stay with us for any updates.
Firefighters rushed to the scene of a large brush fire burning in the hills east of Sela Wednesday evening. At least 20 acres were scorched, and the fire started around 5 p.m. across the Yakima River. One helicopter provided assistance from above, dropping water, and it took crews about 2 hours to put out the blaze, and they remained on scene for a short time to cover any hotspots.
And take a look here. Benton County fire crews responded to the banks of the Columbia River yesterday afternoon for a vegetation fire. This happened on the 100 block of Oak Street. Firefighters were able to put the fire out quickly, but monitored the area for a couple of hours for any hot spots.
Yeah, and Franklin County Fire District 3 also responded to 2 fires yesterday, one caused by burning yard waste and another started while using a grinder. Firefighters urged people to clear dry grass from work areas, keep water or fire extinguishers nearby, and never leave burns or hot work unattended.
If you see smoke near the Yakima Training Center today, officials say there's no cause for alarm. The Yakima Training Center and emergency services are planning a prescribed burn around range 15. Smoke and flames may be seen in the area, they say, during this operation. Officials say the controlled burn is designed to help reduce wildfire risk and support land management efforts.
All right, moving to a crime alert now. The Southeast Regional Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force says that detectives have identified additional child victims in a case against a Pasco man. 54-year-old Kevin Royal Johnson is accused of using AI software to create pornographic images of children. The case began after a cyber tip from Google was sent to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Prosecutors have now requested additional no-contact orders as investigators continue to work with state and federal agencies.
The Franklin County Sheriff is asking a judge to pause a court order requiring him to turn over several items to the county's Department of Corrections. Sheriff Jim Raymond is seeking a stay after a judge ordered him to return multiple firearms, a vehicle, and other equipment to the county. The order comes amid an ongoing dispute between the Sheriff's Office and county commissioners over control of Department of Corrections resources. Raymond argues the items are part of a tracked system used by deputies and says transferring them would undermine public safety and leave deputies under-equipped.
I'm not above the law. I just happen to be a pretty good steward of reading RCWs after 45 years in law enforcement, and I have the ability to read the laws there that are in plain text. The naysayers out there, they're saying that, one, they're very few, and two, frankly, they don't know what they're talking about. This whole process right now is a civil process.
The Walla Walla County judge assigned to this case is expected to hear arguments from both Franklin County and Raymond's attorney today. Of course, stay with Apple Valley News Now live on air and online for an update, and especially on the news tonight at 5.
All right, moving into northeastern Oregon, the city of Heppner in Morrill County is working to grow and attract new development while facing infrastructure and location challenges. City leaders say that future growth plans include water and infrastructure upgrades to support new housing and potential development. Officials say that limited land, lack of industrial space, and distance from major transportation routes continues to slow expansion.
We've been working with FEMA, with the U.S. Corps of Engineers and Oregon Emergency Management on remapping our floodplain and see if we can possibly have some areas that are either out of a floodway or in a different area of a floodplain that may allow.
City leaders say that they hope their continuing infrastructure and development efforts will help create more opportunities for housing, small businesses, and future growth in Heppner. And we have a couple of stories happening today that we need to tell you about. First up, the Washington State Patrol is holding a press conference this morning on the safety of U.S. Highway 395.
WSP, along with WashDOT and the spokesperson for the Washington Traffic Safety Commission Region 14, will be giving information on traffic safety along 395. Apple Valley News Now has been bringing you stories on this dangerous stretch of road and working to get answers on what officials are doing to keep you safe.
WSP says that they want people to know how the agencies are working together to reduce serious injuries and fatal crashes. Watch for that information this morning on our social media platforms and website.
And traffic resumes in parts of West Richland thanks to the completion of the Paradise Way roundabout. That's scheduled to open up this afternoon. It connects Paradise Way and Belmont Boulevard. However, city officials say a detour remains in place as the roadway between Keene and Paradise Way is closed. Your time is 6:08 here on your Thursday. Still ahead, lightning, floods, and fires leave a wake of chaos. The severe weather creating dangerous conditions from Massachusetts to Georgia.
And it's looking like it's going to be a nice warm one today, and warm and dry conditions will continue through Sunday. Chief Meteorologist Josh Culberth will be back with a look at your first alert forecast. Stick with us.
Protect your dreams under our roof.
How about the name Indigo?
I like Sapphire.
Sapphire.
And based on how you drive, you could get a rate as personal
What about Big Blue?
as the car you love. Get a quote at amfam.com.
Now, what are we gonna name the baby?
During the Beauty Rest Memorial Day sale at Mattress Depot USA, save up to $1,000 on select Beauty Rest black adjustable sets. With the ultimate motion separation, pressure relief, and temperature management, you'll step into a world-class sleep experience. Save up to $1,000 during the Beauty Rest Memorial Day sale at Mattress Depot USA.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
My mind felt hazy and gray. I couldn't follow conversations. It was like I was in a fog. I was sleeping way too much. I was missing out on activities with my family. I felt underwater. Now I know it was depression. Recognizing my symptoms and finding support helped me manage it. Learn more about your symptoms at seehowifeel.org.
The little pill with a big story to tell.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance, a once-daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell.
Action!
Protect your dreams under our roof.
How about the name Indigo?
I like Sapphire.
Sapphire.
And based on how you drive, you could get a rate as personal
What about Big Blue?
as the car you love. Get a quote at amfam.com.
Now, what are we gonna name the baby?
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast is going to stay dry and the trend is going to be warmer through this weekend, at least through 2 out of the 3 days of this upcoming 3-day weekend. Before we talk about that, let's talk about today in the Yakima Valley. We're going to be around 75 by lunchtime and then closer to 80 for the warmest part of the day. Plenty of sunshine all throughout the day once again. So for this Thursday, around 80 for the Tri-Cities and Hermiston and Sunnyside, and for Yakima will be closer to 75 for the Bluefoot Hills and up into the Kittitas Valley. Forecast high is going to be warmer for this weekend. Technically, the warmest day is actually going to be Saturday. It'll be 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, but then substantially cooler from Sunday to Monday to Tuesday, as we'll go from 10 degrees above average to about 5 to 7 degrees below average. So we'll talk about why that's going to happen in just a second. But first, in the run up to that, several days where the UV index is going to be high on a scale from 1 to 11. It'll be a 7. That means that your skin could burn within 15 to 25 minutes. Have on the SPF, at least SPF 30, reapplying at least every 2 hours. And those pollen counts going to be in the medium high category over the next 4 to 5 days. But I'd say since the trend next week is going to be cooler and wetter, I think the trend, these numbers should trend down a little bit. But the top allergens continue to be birch, mulberry, and L. Okay, with the pattern going from warmer and drier to cooler and wetter, that in between, that's when wind gusts are going to pick up. That's going to be the danger zone for fire concerns. We'll have a lot more to say about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. Well, extreme weather has been hitting the Northeast and South heavily in recent days. From torrential rain and flooding to extreme heat and raging fires, weather-related threats have struck in multiple cities. Reed Binion reports.
And then there was this loud, it sounded like almost like a gunshot.
A home in Massachusetts struck by lightning when a powerful storm rolled through the Boston area, just part of the severe weather impacting parts of the Northeast and South this week. In New York Wednesday, heavy rainfall triggered flash flooding across parts of the city. The downpour dumped about 2 inches of rain in under an hour in some neighborhoods, leaving vehicles stranded in certain areas. Video from Queens showed multiple vehicles submerged in floodwaters.
I've never seen flooding like this, guys. Never. This is historic. See this much flooding in our area.
Footage from a city bus in Queens showed knee-deep waters covering the streets. In neighboring New Jersey a day earlier, the problem wasn't water, but heat. With temperatures so hot, some school districts sent students home early. From the heat in New Jersey to fires in Pennsylvania. According to the Philadelphia Fire Department, at least 2 fires close to the train tracks Wednesday impacted Amtrak service between Philly and New York. Hundreds of miles to the south, Atlanta on Wednesday got hit with flooding at least as bad as what they saw in New York. Heavy rainfall caused major flooding on the interstate and left vehicles stranded. Emergency officials said they had to clear several storm drains, but the highway was eventually reopened. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
In Atlanta, a person could even be seen walking through floodwaters to help someone trapped in a car. The Good Samaritan put the person on their back and walked them to a safe area. All right, well, weekend plans are looking great, but you'll want to know what's coming up for Memorial Day, the forecast that could change your holiday plans coming up. Good Morning Northwest will be right back.
Yolks Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house every day by people who take fresh seriously and sold exclusively at Yolks Fresh Markets.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
My experience at Broadmoor RV has been professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
For me, what I was impressed about was no pressure whatsoever, and we had a lot to choose from, which was great.
Don't wait. It's as simple as that. It's just a great way to spend time with your family.
It feels like a home away from home. Broadmoor RV makes camping fun.
Struggling with digestive issues? At Prosser Digestive Health Motility Center, board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Amber Sharon helps uncover real answers close to home. Advanced testing services include anorectal manometry and drug-free biofeedback for chronic constipation and bloating, Bravo pH testing for heartburn, and esophageal manometry to diagnose swallowing problems. Restore your quality of life. Talk to your primary care provider or gastroenterologist about a referral, or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
What makes Yolks produce so fresh? Simple. We get first pick from trusted local and organic growers. Crisp, vibrant, peak season flavor. Because fresh isn't just what Yolks Fresh Market sells, it's who we are.
This time of year, dangerous storms pop up, bringing rain, wind, and lightning.
And many times, that lightning causes wildfires, some of which change lives forever.
This is just one reason to trust First Alert Weather from Apple Valley News Now.
With cutting-edge technology and the experience of our team, trust us to help keep your family safe this wildfire season.
On air, online, and mobile with our First Alert Weather app.
First Alert Weather.
Only one station.
Apple Valley News Now, always on your side. This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. There are alert days possible for Sunday and Memorial Day as the wind gusts are going to pick up and the vegetation is still going to be crispy out there, so fires could start or spread quickly. We'll take this one day at a time, but first I do want to mention that for Saturday it will actually be a little bit windier in the Kittitas Valley, gusts between 40 to 45 miles per hour. Not as dry by then. The best combination of ingredients will be Sunday and Monday. So for Sunday, peak gusts across the map, say 20 to 30 miles per hour. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. And our vegetation at that point going to clock in at a level 4 out of 5. It will be critically dry out there. These are the kind of values that we typically see like in July, right? And then for Monday, a little bit more nuance. This time, the wind gusts a little bit stronger. Vegetation still looks like it's going to be critically dry, but there is some rainfall in the forecast for Monday. It will be a little bit cooler. The air temperatures are going to be cooler for Monday. That should give us a bit of an assist. That's why we're still going with possible alert days for now. In the meantime, here's how to prevent wildfires. Follow local fire guidelines, secure ignition sources, use equipment carefully, report smoke quickly. You can find all these tips posted online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Hey, speaking of the rain chances for Memorial Day, they're going to end up being pretty small rain chances, but in the run up to that, strong area of high pressure, that's why we're going to be dry, but this is going to start to break down into next week, so that's why the rain chances will start to pick up. they are not going to be very impressive rain chances at all, just 10 to 20% each day from Monday through Wednesday in the Tri-Cities. And in terms of rainfall accumulations that we're expecting from 5 p.m. on Sunday to 5 in the morning next Thursday, so in essence, much of next week. You see, these totals not going to be impressive, but it could be just enough to sort of reset the vegetation dryness levels, and that'll buy us a little bit more time when it comes to fire season, which we like. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Dry, sunny, and warming up through Sunday. Then for Yakima, highs in the mid-80s by the weekend, then dropping to around 70 by Memorial Day and Tuesday. Then for Ellensburg, winds picking up Saturday through Monday, watching the fire potential especially close for Sunday and Monday. Then for Hermiston, dry and warming through Sunday, then a cooler pattern starting Memorial Day. Finally for Walla Walla, a lovely stretch of weather over the next 3 to 4 days, then a little bit more unsettled starting on Monday.
And I'm going to enjoy the next few days, that's for sure. It's looking pretty nice.
For sure, yeah. Gotta get that good weather days in before the potential cool down coming
Yes.
to us next week.
But Wendy was begging, pleading for some 80s, and you know what? We got a nice little run of 80s here of these next 4 to 5 days.
I know.
So that's for you.
I need to count them because I always feel like we skip over the 80s in the spring and in the fall. It's just so quick.
Just
it
straight
feels
to
like,
90s.
but I should count them because I do feel like maybe we do get enough of those days, but I just don't want to see the end of them, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. All right, well, your time is 6:20, still to come. After years of waiting, the doors will soon open on a place to learn, play, and build leadership. We'll take you out to the grand opening celebration in Yakima.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check at Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires.
If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Still dealing with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment?
Then you know there can be unpredictability.
Workarounds. And avoiding.
It was time to make a change.
I changed. I changed too.
My doctor recommended Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
I got rapid symptom relief at 2 weeks. Check. Rinvoq helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
I got lasting remission, meaning few to no symptoms. Check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq.
Well, for the first time in more than a decade, kids in the city of Yakima will once again have a Boys and Girls Club to call their own.
Now there's the official ribbon cutting. The Boys and Girls Club of the Yakima Nation is opening a new branch in Yakima June 22nd. Late last week, a grand opening celebration and that ribbon cutting ceremony were held where guests were able to get a first look at the new space.
The club will be located at the OICXL Youth Center at 1009 North 9th Avenue. Leaders say that the new site will give children a safe place to learn, play, and build leadership skills after school and during the summer.
So I know that for the Yakima Nation, this is a project that they have been working on since 2003. That's when the original resolutions were written. Things, for whatever reason, always found a reason to fall through. I just knew that this was something that our community really needed. Our application is currently up on our website, www.bgcyn.com.
The club will have more family events leading up to June 22nd. Your time is 6:25. Coming up, a major lawsuit is brewing over sports betting in Washington state. We'll explain what's at stake for tribal casinos and online platforms.
Hello, Oregon. Governor Kotek here.
Vote for me for governor of Oregon.
That's Christine Drazen.
And we'll take a look at some of the latest results from the Oregon primary. One local race flips, and it's no longer as tight as once thought. We'll be back with more Good Morning Northwest right after this.
I'm Dr. Rachel Fedino, CEO of New You Women's Clinic and Aesthetics, and we're that one-stop shop where women can come to handle all of their needs, from women's health to wellness and then state-of-the-art medical aesthetics. And by popular demand, last year we expanded into Yakima because we really needed to be able to capture that volume of patients. Not only are we caring for women, but we're also caring for men.
The first treatment I did was over a year ago. I definitely had improvement in my back and some flexibility, felt better, and then luckily now that New You has brought in the EBOO 2 machine here to Tri-Cities.
This is an incredible platform that's going to help with purifying the blood and helping to reduce inflammation in the body and just help with that overall inside-out approach.
I'm not stumbling anymore. Since I've started the treatment, I haven't fallen again. I feel younger. It's just changed my whole life.
You're going to come in, you're going to get your questions answered, and you're going to be feeling better quickly.
We all love the feeling of saving during a Memorial Day sale. Now, let's make that feeling last all month long. Discover the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback, completely redesigned and built for everything life throws your way. Right now at McCurley Subaru, we're making it easier than ever to upgrade with special financing as low as 2.49% APR for 60 months on the new 2026 Subaru Outback. Discover the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback today at McCurley Subaru, your way home.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow, and Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Thursday morning to you. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. Your time is 6:29. I'm Wendy Redman.
And I'm Caleb Stipkovitz. Well, it looks like we're going to have a nice day today, nice warm temperatures. It seems like it's going to last that way throughout the week, but then there might be some changes coming, I'm hearing, Josh. So what are we expecting?
Yeah, everything's going to be just about the same through Sunday. We will be trending a little bit warmer, but then the pattern next week is going to be cooler and wetter. So in that in-between for Sunday and Monday, that's when we're going to be gusty. That's when the vegetation is still perhaps going to be critically dry. Still going with the alert days possible for now for that potential fires to start or spread quickly. Wind gusts this morning, forget about it, not a factor. It is mild out there, 45 for the Tri-Cities, 50 in Yakima, 48 in Walla Walla. You would need a very light jacket as you're running out the front door this morning. So speaking up, here's your coat cast for this Thursday for the Yakima Valley. Light jacket weather up until about 10 a.m. After that, it's going to be all t-shirt weather as we'll end up around 80 degrees in places like Yakima, the Tri-Cities, Hermiston, closer to 75 for the Kittitas Valley and in the Bluefoot Hills. But a gorgeous day. Get out there and enjoy it if you're so lucky to do so. And like I said, continuing to trend warmer as we head into the weekend. I'll tell you just how warm and then how cool it turns coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Josh. In Oregon, the race for governor is moving into the general election.
Hello, Oregon. Governor Kochek here.
Vote for me for governor of Oregon.
That's Christine Drazan.
Christine Drazan won the Republican nomination for governor. She'll now face incumbent Democratic Governor Tina Kotek in November. The two are heading toward a rematch of their previous race as voters prepare for the fall election.
All right, and let's take a look at the latest vote count for Oregon House District 57, which includes Morrow and Umatilla counties. The current results show that Smith is winning over Doherty with 58% of the vote. Doherty currently has 41% with 1,948 votes.
Now to the statewide Measure 120, asking voters to approve transportation-related tax increases. Voters say no, at a big 83% so far. In Umatilla County, the Echo Rural Fire Protection District is seeking funding for operations there. That is being approved right now at 63% so far, 37% saying no. And in the Athena Weston School District, voters are considering a nearly $5 million bond for a new career and technical education center. Now, remember yesterday's results showed just an 8-vote difference? Well, this morning, there's a little more wiggle room here. Voters in the yes column are now at 52% of the vote, with the no's resting at 48%. To see a full list of results in the Oregon primary so far, just head on over to applevalleynewsnow.com. Walla Walla Public Schools is looking at long-term planning while navigating declining enrollment. District leaders say they're focusing on strategic planning and improving student and community engagement. They're looking at everything from student experience to how the district uses its resources in the years ahead. Officials say enrollment has dropped by about 100 students a year over the past decade, so the planning is on.
I have a very thoughtful board, a very thoughtful team, and our kids are coming, and we just have to be thoughtful around how we put our resources and allocate those resources to serve students.
District leaders say their continuing strategic planning efforts are aimed at helping Walla Walla Public Schools adapt to future challenges. A congressional hearing questions the impact sports betting has on the integrity of college and professional sports.
Yeah, that's right. In Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable details Washington State Senator Maria Cantwell's role in the hearing.
No Sure Bets, Protecting Sports Integrity in America. That was the name of the hearing that brought members of Congress together to hear from Gaming Association and prediction market advisors. While held in Washington, D.C., Washington State Senator Maria Cantwell asked questions pertaining to how Washington may be impacted by sports gambling.
Fans must have confidence that games are being played fairly and honestly, so I agree with the chairman on that. That's what makes competition great.
At the center of discussion were gambling scandals in the past year that involved athletes betting on games or fixing the outcomes. Online sportsbooks such as DraftKings and FanDuel have been labeled as addictive, and with prediction markets such as Kalshi now offering sports contracts, it raises the question of if Kalshi should be legal in Washington while sportsbooks are not. In Washington state, sports betting is only legal in person at state-licensed tribal casinos. Senator Cantwell questioned why unregulated prediction markets such as Kalshi can allow online sports betting while not on an Indian reservation.
So my state wants to know why the Indian gaming associations, who basically have lived by the rules in their state and lived by the rules of a regulated entity, are now all of a sudden competing with somebody that is not a regulated entity that's basically offering the same product.
In late March, Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown filed a lawsuit against Kalshi. This Tuesday, Minnesota became the first state to ban prediction markets. The Washington lawsuit has not yet concluded. Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
The ongoing sports gambling debate has seen more attention among lawmakers after 2 former NBA and 2 former MLB players were arrested in the past year for their roles in sports gambling schemes. All right, well, coming up, Pasco students got to meet a woman who made history in space as she has some powerful advice. The once-in-a-lifetime assembly coming right up.
Oh, you're not going to want to miss that. And you're not going to want to miss Josh's First Alert weather forecast. He's talking about some warmer weather on the way and then cooler weather. Find out how high and how low we're going to go after this.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert weather.
This Nissan lineup goes where you take it. Trucks and SUVs built rough, tough, and ready. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR and select model trims.
It's here. Memorial Day savings are on now at Walker's Furniture. Save up to 40% off store-wide on everything for your home. Find the perfect pieces for your living room, dining room, and bedroom, all on sale. Upgrade your sleep with incredible savings on top mattress brands and bring comfort outside with our all-new outdoor furniture collections. Or pay over time with 5 years, no interest, no money down. The Memorial Day savings are on today through Monday at Walker's.
You got shortness of breath, chest pains, and a cough. Little things wipe you out, you can't shake it off. It might be long COVID. You got chills, rainfall, depression, fever, can't smell, taste. Could be long COVID. One more time.
At Fred's Appliance, we've been locally owned and family operated since 1962. Founded by a veteran and built on service. This Memorial Day, we're offering big savings on top-rated appliances. Swing in today to find all brands and all styles on sale. From the durability of Frigidaire to the innovative technology of GE, find your next refrigerator at Fred's. Shop the largest supply of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region, only at your local Fred's Appliance.
If you know this feeling, you should know the facts. The eczema medication you're taking may not be right for you. Visit myrawtruth.com and talk to your dermatologist about your symptoms and treatment options.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
This Nissan lineup goes where you take it. Trucks and SUVs built rough, tough, and ready. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR and select model trims.
Are you ready to revolutionize your career in digital advertising? Join Morgan Murphy's dynamic team at Apple Valley News Now, where innovation meets opportunity. At Apple Valley News Now, we're leading the charge in connected television and digital sales, helping local businesses thrive in today's growing and evolving market. If you're passionate about digital solutions and driving revenue growth, we want to hear from you. Check us out now at morganmurphymedia.com/current-openings to begin your journey. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our pattern is going to be dry and trending warmer through this weekend, at least through 2 out of the 3 days. But by the time we get to Memorial Day, that's when things are going to be a good deal cooler. Okay, but we'll take you back to this Thursday in the Tri-Cities, sunny and 75 around lunchtime, and then around 80 for the warmest part of the day. We'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of this Thursday forecast. We start off up in the Cascades. We're going to be in the 60s and 70s. Then for the Kittitas Valley, sunny and 75. The wind gusts not really a factor for today. And then for the Yakima Valley, highs between 78 to 80, 78 in Yakima, 80 for Sela. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, we'll have a few 80s on the map. Tri-Cities, Benton City, Umatilla, all right at 80 degrees. Mid-70s up and down the Blue Foothills. Some gust here up around 20 miles per hour. And then in the Blue Mountains, 50s to even some low 70s, right at 70 for Ukiah. Okay, high temperatures, like I said, trending warmer as we head into the weekend, mid-80s for Friday through Sunday, then a good deal cooler into Memorial Day and Tuesday. Look at this. This is going to be roughly a 15-degree drop-off in temperatures from Sunday to Tuesday. So we're going to go from above normal to below normal. And that in between, well, the drop-off in temperatures obviously due to a front that's going to pick up winds. Vegetation still going to be a little bit crispy, so I'll have a lot more to say about the fire potential for Sunday and for Memorial Day. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Students at Ochoa Middle School in Pasco got a very special surprise yesterday, a visit from the woman the building is named after.
Yeah, that's right. And I got a chance to get back to the classroom where Dr. Ellen Ochoa is making quite the impression. Let's take a look.
It's a moment that has become tradition since Dr. Ellen Ochoa Middle School first opened 20 years ago. The retired astronaut the school is named for paying a visit to its Wednesday morning assembly, speaking to students about her journey to working for NASA.
It was exciting, nerve-wracking, but overall amazing to have the opportunity to actually be with the astronaut which our school was named after, which I didn't think was going to be an opportunity that we were going to have.
The middle school became the first named after Dr. Ochoa in the early 2000s, and since then, 6 other schools have been named in her honor. Dr. Ochoa is a trailblazer, the first Latino woman in space who has spent almost 1,000 hours in orbit. She spoke to students about the importance of working hard and sticking with education, something that she says helped her become who she is today.
And I hope that makes it a little bit more real for them, that, you know, at one point I was like them. I was in middle school, not sure what I was going to do, but I worked hard and ended up setting high goals for myself and was able to have an amazing career.
And as if going to space 4 times isn't impressive enough, Dr. Ochoa also has some talents down here on Earth. She joined the school's orchestra, playing a song choreographed just for her called Reach for the Stars.
It's really epical because how we were the first school to be named after Ochoa. I don't know how to express the feeling, but it's exciting.
Honestly, it inspired me too, because I want to be a doctor in the medical field, and seeing what she told us, that inspired me a lot.
Dr. Ochoa visits the middle school every 3 years in order for every student that walks through the doors to be able to get a chance to meet her.
I have to say, yeah, that song has also just been kind of stuck in my head for the past day or so. Really well composed, I have to say. So.
Yeah, it sounded great.
For a middle school band, I was so impressed. I've never heard
they had
better
it together.
Middle schoolers. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, wow, they're an amazing band.
Yeah, the kids did say that they play it every year though, so they've had some practice, but it clearly has paid off. So, well, Dr. Ochoa also visited Orion High School, which opened at the beginning of this school year.
All right, still to come. We have your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door on your Thursday morning. And of course, Josh coming back with a look at your full First Alert weather forecast, getting you ready for the day today and beyond, including a look at our fire weather danger. Keep it here.
In Tri-Cities Real Estate, one group stands above the rest.
One Group consistently ranks in the top 20% of the region's real estate agents. One Group puts a full team of professionals backing your every move to get the best deal at every step. And One Group with an award-winning team to give you more insights and help you make more educated decisions. So if you're ready to make your next move with certainty, there's really only One Group for you.
At the Pacific Campus, our medical care for seniors is built with intention. We take time, we listen, we create personalized plans designed for strength, clarity, and longevity. And because your care is inside the PC, wellness isn't separate from your healthcare. It's part of it. Membership isn't required, but many choose it to stay active and connected. Call, text, or stop by. We're always here for you. Your fourth quarter matters. Let's play it strong.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow. And Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
The unbelievable summer sticker sales event is going on now at Overturf Kia in Pasco. Save an additional $750 from now until June 1st when you purchase a select new 2026 Sportage Hybrid, Sorento Hybrid, as well as Carnival and Carnival Hybrid models. Overturf Kia, just south of Highway I-182 at the Road 100 Broadmoor Boulevard exit on St. Thomas Drive in Pasco.
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We do have alert days possible for Sunday and for Memorial Day as the wind gusts are going to pick up and the vegetation will be critically dry. Now look, Saturday is also going to be windy, even windier than this, at least in the Kittitas Valley, gusts up around 40 to 45 miles per hour. It's not going to be as dry by then. The better combination of ingredients is going to be Sunday and Monday. So for Sunday, gusts, say good rule of thumb, 20 to 30 miles per hour across the map, and it will be critically dry for lower elevations. It's a level 4 out of 5. These are the kind of values we would typically expect in July. Okay, then for Monday, a little bit more nuanced as, well, the wind gusts are going to be slightly stronger if you really want to split hairs. The vegetation for now still coming in at a level 4 out of 5, but keep in mind that there is rainfall in the forecast for Monday. The high temperatures will be a little bit lower. So I think that maybe that, I'm going to go back to this graphic for a second. I think that maybe that this could get dropped back down to very dry. We'll see how those numbers come in, but that is why we're still going with possible alert days and not alert days proper. Okay, here's how to prep for wildfires in the meantime. Create that defensible space around your home, harden your home, plan evacuation routes, prep that go bag. You can find this full list posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Let's circle back to the rain chances that we'll have for Memorial Day. Definitely not going to be a washout. We'll keep it dry in the run up to that because of these areas of high pressure, but those are eventually going to break down. As those break down, we get a little bit more moisture in the area, just 10 to 20% chances for rainfall. Memorial Day, Tuesday and Wednesday in the Yakima Valley, certainly not a washout. And in terms of the rainfall we're expecting from the stretch of more active weather, doesn't look like we're going to get much at all for lower elevations. But this might be just enough to sort of prolong the real significant onset of fire season. So we'll certainly take more and more storm systems just like that. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities: dry, sunny, and warming up through Sunday. Then for Yakima, highs in the mid-80s by the weekend and dropping to around 70 by Memorial Day and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, winds picking up Saturday through Monday, watching the fire potential especially close for Sunday and Monday. And then for Hermiston, dry and warming through Sunday, then a cooler pattern starting Memorial Day. And finally for Walla Walla, a lovely stretch of weather over the next 3 to 4 days, then a little bit more unsettled starting around Memorial Day. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, alleged boy band murder plot.
Why is it so hard to say?
Popular TikTok star Gabriela Gonzalez is set to face a judge, accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill her pop star ex-boyfriend, Jack Avery, from the boy band Why Don't We? According to prosecutors, the couple, who share a 7-year-old daughter, have been in a years-long bitter custody battle. Gonzalez allegedly teaming up with a now ex and her father, Florida attorney Francisco Gonzalez, to orchestrate a plan to kill him by whatever method was easiest, including a shooting or staged accident. According to court documents, witnesses told investigators Gabriela repeatedly said she wanted Jack Avery dead and that her father helped fund the plot. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this alleged boy band murder for hire. With your GMA First Look, I'm Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow. And Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Into your morning sprint, a Massachusetts home was struck by lightning as a powerful storm rolled through the Boston area, part of a week of severe weather across the Northeast and South. In New York Wednesday, heavy rain triggered flash flooding, dumping about 2 inches in under an hour. New Jersey saw dangerous heat, with some districts sending students home early. And in Pennsylvania, fires near train tracks disrupted Amtrak service between Philly and New York.
Incredible images there. Well, a federal judge ordered White House staff to comply with the Presidential Records Act. The 54-page opinion puts on hold an attempt by the administration to roll back the Watergate-era law. However, the opinion did not put any restrictions on President Trump, Vice President Vance, the Justice Department, or the National Archives.
OpenAI may very soon file for an initial public offering, possibly as early as Friday. Financial powerhouses Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley are drafting the IPO paperwork for the company, headed by CEO Sam Altman. The goal is for OpenAI to be ready to go public as early as September, but plans remain fluid and could change. The company won a legal victory this week against co-founder Elon Musk, who plans to appeal the verdict.
James Murdoch is making a major move in media. His company, Lupa Systems, is acquiring most of Vox Media. That includes Vox's main website, New York Magazine, and the company's podcast network. Questions are now swirling, though, about the future ownership of several Vox-owned sites that are not a part of the sale.
All right, in your health headlines this morning, the plane carrying a U.S. passenger who tested positive for Ebola landed in Maine before reaching its final destination. Officials say that the Phoenix Airjet had to stop in Bangor in order to refuel before heading to Georgia Wednesday. The jet has specialized equipment which helps protect the flight crew and others on board. And according to the World Health Organization, there have been roughly 250 suspected Ebola cases and 80 suspected deaths in the outbreak in the DRC.
Too much screen time for kids and teens has become a public health concern. That's according to a new Surgeon General's advisory. The advisory warns of negative effects, including lack of quality sleep, less physical activity, and weaker in-person relationships. The advisory recommendations are less than an hour per day for kids up to age 6 and only 2 hours per day for kids ages 6 through 18.
All right, well, in your sports headlines this morning, NFL star Aaron Rodgers says that his 22nd season in the NFL will be his last. The 42-year-old quarterback returned to the field Monday, taking part in practice with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rodgers has spent his career playing for the Green Bay Packers, the New York Jets, and the Steelers. He signed a one-year contract with the team earlier this week, and he says that he agreed to one more season when he learned that former Packers coach Mike McCarthy will now lead the Steelers.
A teen umpire in a little league in Bakersfield, California has become the talk of the town. Check him out. It's not for a controversial call. Instead, it's for how he makes those calls. 18-year-old Sawyer Sparks can be seen running across the field and diving into plays. His passion for the game has even caused him to go viral. He says his goal is for the kids to have a fun experience while remembering their time on the field. Time now for the top 5 local things you need to know. Pasco police are investigating reports of a shooting at an apartment complex early this morning. Take a look at your screen. This happened around 1:15 this morning at the Columbia Riverwalk Apartments just off A Street. Police say someone called 911 about a fight in the parking lot, and moments later reported shots were fired at them. Officers are now working to confirm what exactly happened.
Washington State Patrol will hold a press conference this morning on safety along U.S. Highway 395, a stretch that we've been highlighting because of ongoing serious crashes. Washington State Patrol, WSDOT, and the Traffic Safety Commission are expected to outline their plan to reduce injuries and prevent fatal wrecks. Look for more updates this morning on our website and social media platforms.
The Tri-Cities Airport is getting another federal boost for its ongoing terminal expansion. The airport will receive $2.7 million through the bipartisan infrastructure law. It'll help fund ongoing terminal improvements, including an upgraded outbound baggage area and 3 new passenger boarding bridges.
And a soccer tournament kicks off today in Pasco, bringing together 10 elementary schools in the district. The event takes place at Edgar Brown Stadium at 4 p.m. and runs until 8 p.m. There is no admission fee for this family-friendly event that will also feature a mini community resource fair.
And traffic resumes in parts of West Richland thanks to the completion of the Paradise Way roundabout. That's scheduled to open this afternoon. It connects Paradise Way and Belmont Boulevard. However, city officials say a detour remains in place as the roadway between Keene and Paradise Way is closed. So a heads up there. Josh?
All right. Last look at conditions as you're headed out the front door this morning. Wind gusts, not a factor for this morning, but it is mild out there. We're seeing 40s and 50s for lower elevations, so you'll just need a very light jacket as you're headed out the front door for this morning. Your day planner forecast for this Thursday for the Tri-Cities, sunny and 75 kind of stuff for lunchtime, and then up around 80 for the warmest part of the day. Good rule of thumb for lower elevations for today. Highs getting into the 70s and 80s. Lots of sunshine, a gorgeous day. Get out there, enjoy it if you can. Our pattern's going to continue to be dry, warming up through this weekend. We'll be in the mid 80s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but you see cooler and wetter for next week. That in between, the transition between those two patterns, Sunday into Monday, that's when wind gusts are going to pick up. That's when the vegetation looks as if it'll be critically dry. It's still a few days out, going with alert days possible, but just be on your fire P's and Q's for the foreseeable future. How about that?
Yeah, definitely. Fire season is here. All right, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us for Good Morning Northwest.
And you can always find the latest on these stories at applevalley.newsnow.com.
Yeah, Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.